Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to log Stripe payment in Google Sheets and send summary emails automatically. So let's suppose I am running a business and I am collecting all my payments with the help of Stripe. I want that whenever there is a new payment happening in my Stripe, I automatically log the details of this payment to my Google Sheets spreadsheet and then I send a mail. Now doing this manually will consume a lot of my time, so I've completely automated this process, and to do this automation I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which requires no coding or programming skills. Here I just need to build connection between this Stripe, Google Sheets and Gmail. With the help of Pabbly Connect, I am going to build this connection in such a way that whenever I am going to receive a new payment in Stripe, automatically I am going to add the details to my Google Sheets spreadsheet and then send the summary email. Now, if you want to learn the step-by-step process, then let me take you all to my screen. So here in this video, we are going to see how we can add the details of the payment which we have captured from Stripe to Google Sheets spreadsheet and then send the summary email to this customer. Now I'm going to create an amazing automation building integration between the Stripe, Google Sheets and Gmail with the help of Pabbly Connect, and this is the landing page of Pabbly. You can visit this simply by typing pabbly.com in your browser. Now before we sign into our Pabbly account, let me quickly take you towards Pabbly community. So you can join this Pabbly community to connect with business owners, experts and the Pabbly support team. You can share tips, ask questions and get quick solutions to your automation challenges. You can stay updated on latest features and collaborate with thousands of users who help and support each other every day. Now if you want to learn how you can join this community, then please check out the link given in the description. Let's move back towards Pabbly. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly account. On the top right corner, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, click on the sign in, and if you are a new user, click on the sign up for free, and this will give you 100 tasks free on monthly basis. As I'm an existing user, I will click on the sign in. And here all Pabbly apps page has appeared, which is showing me all the Pabbly applications. I'm going to click on this Pabbly Connect Access Now. And here it has taken me towards this dashboard where I will be able to find all my workflows over here and all the folders which I've created over here. If you want to create a new folder, simply click on this plus icon and from here you can create a new folder. For now, I want to create a new workflow, for which I need to click on this create workflow and I need to select my workflow builder. We have this new beta which is modern, faster and more flexible one. Then we have this classic which is a stable and a familiar approach. I am going to select this new beta and then I am going to name this workflow as log Stripe payments in Google Sheets and send summary emails automatically. And then I need to select my folder. So these are the folders which have been created and I'm going to select it as all automations and then click on create. So here workflow created successfully. As soon as I click on create, this box has appeared in front of me which is asking me to enter the trigger application. Now here trigger is basically an event which starts the automation of a workflow. There can be only one trigger step in a workflow but as many as action steps as you want. Here in this workflow, I want to send the details of the payment which I have captured from Stripe to my Google Sheets spreadsheet and then send the summary email to this customer, which means whenever I am going to capture a new payment from Stripe, automatically the details will be added to my Google Sheets spreadsheet, which means whenever I am going to receive a new payment from Stripe, this complete workflow here will get triggered because trigger basically activates or triggers any workflow. Here in my trigger application, I will be taking Stripe, and in my action application, I will be taking Google Sheets and then Gmail. Here in my trigger application, let me quickly take Stripe. And in my trigger event, I am going to select it as new charge and then click on connect. Now I need to make connection between Stripe and Pabbly Connect, for which a webhook URL is provided to me, and this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge to connect my Stripe with Pabbly Connect. So following the help desk given below, I am going to build this connection, and to make this connection, let me open my Stripe account. So this is my Stripe account, and as you can see that I am in test mode. On the left hand side where I can see all these options, I have to go towards the developers and then click on this webhooks. Now here on the top you can see all the options which I have. I simply need to click on this add destination, and then I'm going to select my event as charge succeeded here. So I'm going to select it as charge succeeded, click on this continue, and then I'm going to click on this webhook endpoint, and over here I'm going to click on this continue, and I'm going to enter the endpoint URL. So this webhook URL is the same endpoint URL which I'm going to copy and paste that over here. In the description I'm going to write Stripe payment, and then I'm going to click on this create destination. Now as soon as I do this, you will see this webhook URL will be added to my Stripe. And now if I go back towards my workflow, you can see this waiting for webhook response. Now this means I need to do a test submission, and in order to do the test submission, I'm going to open my Stripe and I will be doing the payment. Now as soon as I do this payment, I should capture the response in this workflow, and this is going to show us the connection setup which we have created between Pabbly Connect and Stripe with the help of this webhook URL, that is working fine or not. So I have opened my Stripe. On the left hand side where I can see all these options, I'm going to go towards the payment links, and let's suppose I want to get this digital marketing. So I'm going to copy the URL, I'm going to paste it in a new tab, and I'm going to fill in some dummy details in all these fields. So let's suppose my email address is current62@pabblytudes.com. I'm going to enter my card. Now after entering all these details, my name is current user, card details, the country, I'm going to click on this subscribe, and then I also need to enter the address details. So here it is. And after entering these details, I'm simply going to click on this subscribe. You will see the payment will be successful, and as soon as this payment is successful, I should capture the response in my workflow. So let's wait till the payment is done. And here it is. Thanks for subscribing. The payment has been done successfully. Let me quickly open my workflow, and just now we have captured the response. So the trigger event here was charge succeeded, and then we have captured the rest of the details. Like here we have done the payment of, you can see that we have done the payment of 1,000 rupees. And we have captured the response. So over here we can see that we have captured 1 lakh and we have done the payment of 1,000. This is because JSON does not accept the decimal value, and over here we can format this later. I have also received the rest of the details like the email address, current user was the name, and the address details, and the rest of the details. Now here, as soon as I have done the payment, I have captured all the details in my workflow, and this shows the connection setup which we have created between Pabbly Connect and Stripe, that is successful. And now whenever I'm going to receive a new payment, I will start capturing that response here in this workflow. So now moving on towards the next step, I have received all the details and I want to add the details to my Google Sheets spreadsheet. I'm going to click on this add new action step, and in my action application, I'm going to search for Google Sheets. In my action event, I'm going to select it as add new row and then click on connect. If you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection, then click on the sign in with Google. I need to choose my Google account with which I have logged in my Google Sheets, and after choosing that account, I simply need to click on this allow. So here you will see Google Sheets will be connected to Pabbly Connect, and I have to enter all these details. I have created a spreadsheet by the name Stripe Details. So I'm going to select the same spreadsheet, and then you see that all the fields which I have in this particular spreadsheet, name, email, address, phone and price, are appearing here. So now I'm going to fill in all these details. So I'm not going to enter these details manually like this over here. Instead, I'm going to use a method called mapping, which means I'm going to enter the data from the previous response. I have received the response from Stripe, and when I click on this field, I can see the Stripe. When I click on this, I can see all the response which I have received from there. First, I'm going to search for my name, which is this current user. The email address was current62@pabblytudes.com. The address was Old Street, Bhopal. So here we have not captured the details of this phone number as we have not filled while making the payment in Stripe. So I'm going to remove this phone number field from here, and then I'm going to refresh my workflow, and you will see all the fields will be refreshed. So now I'm going to enter the price. First I'm going to save this. So after saving this, I'm going to cross this step. I'm going to click on this add new action step after this Stripe, and I'm going to search for a feature by Pabbly which is number formatter. And in my action event, I'm going to select it as perform math operation and then click on connect. Now over here, I'm going to map the value which I have received of the payment, which is this one, 1 lakh, and I need to divide this by 100. So comma 100 and the operation will be divide. I'm going to save and send this, and here I have received the response. We have done the payment of this 1000 rupees and we have formatted this. Now we can map this value to this Google Sheet spreadsheet. So I'm going to click on this number formatter action step and map this. I'm simply going to click on the save and send test request, and here I have received this response. Now let me quickly open my Google Sheet spreadsheet and check whether I have added all the details there or not. So let me open my Google Sheets, and here it is. We have received the response. The name is current user, email address is current62@pabblytunes.com, address is Old Street, Bhopal, and the price which we have formatted with number formatter was this 1000, and we have mapped this. Now finally we are going to send a summary email to this customer. So to do this, I am going to click on this add new action step, and in my action application I am going to search for Gmail. And in my action event, I'm going to select it as send email and then click on connect. Now, if you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection, then click on this sign in with Google, choose your Google account, and then simply grant away the permission, for which you need to click on this allow. Here Gmail is connected with Pabbly Connect, and I'm going to enter these details. So in the sender name, I'm going to enter it as Pabbly. Then we have to enter this recipient email address. So I'm going to enter the response which I have received from Stripe. The recipient email address was this, current62@pabblytunes.com. I'm not going to enter the CC, BCC, or I'm not replying to anyone, so I'm going to skip this. In the subject, I'm going to enter Stripe payment summary, and I'm going to enter my email content. Now in this email content type, I have selected it as plain. If you want, you can enter the HTML, but you have to enter the content also in HTML. So I'm going to select my content type as plain, and then I'm going to enter this content here. So I have entered my email content as hi, and then I'm going to enter the customer name. We have successfully received your payment. Here are the details. I'm going to enter the customer name, the amount, and the transaction ID. Thank you for your purchase. If you have any question, feel free to reply to this email. Best regards, Pabbly. Now over here, I'm going to enter the details to create this dynamic field. Over here, mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response, it is taken into consideration in this field. Manually entering the data will make this field static, and the information will not change even if you have received the new response. Over here, if I manually enter any detail, this field will become static, and every time I receive a new response, the result will not change. So as to keep this field dynamic, we use this process mapping instead of manually entering the details. In the transaction ID, I have received the transaction ID which I am going to map, and the payment amount, here we have formatted it with this number formatter step, which is this 1000 rupees. I have entered all the details, required details. I am going to execute this workflow. I am not going to send any file or the attachment, so I am going to skip this. But if you are sending, please make sure that it does not exceed the given limit given over here. I am going to click on the save and send test request. Let's wait for the response. And here it is, we have received the response. This response is a positive one. Let me quickly open my mailbox and check whether I have received this mail there or not. So here it is, we have received this mail. You see the mail was sent by this Pabbly. Email address was current62@pabblytunes.com. We have received this mail just 0 minutes ago, and this is the same exact mail. We have sent the payment summary. The name was current user, payment amount was this, and the transaction ID was this. So this is how this automation workflow is going to run. Now to summarize, we took Stripe as a trigger application where we made connection with Pabbly Connect. We received the new payment, and then we added all the details of this payment to Google Sheet spreadsheet, and finally we send the mail with the help of Gmail. So this is how this automation workflow is going to run, and here we have successfully created automation between this Stripe, Google Sheets and Gmail with the help of Pabbly Connect. I have attached the link to this workflow in the description so that you can clone, and I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate many more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issue, you can visit the website given over here. Also, if you find our videos helpful, do share it with your friends and like and subscribe to our channel.